Welcome to the 2015 final of Young Startup Talent in East Kent. Held at Discovery Park in Sandwich, the evening ahead sees 4 young entrepreneurs aged between 16 and 25 put their businesses to the test to see if they can walk away with £50,000 worth of products and services.
I would go premium product, high product. If you can't afford it, tough.
I think you should invest some time really looking at whether or not people want that.
You've sold me as a person, but the product hasn't.
From December 2014, the team set out to inform, inspire and encourage students about what it takes to start up their first business. Visiting schools, colleges, universities and youth groups, the Young Startup Talent team have had the opportunity to work with a wide range of talented individuals who wanted to find out more about the world of business and what opportunities are available. In June of this year, a select few of the most tangible entrepreneurs were selected to attend a speed networking event which was held at Discovery Park. The evening was attended by business movers and shakers in the area who were there to grill and discuss each business in more detail to uncover each of the entrepreneurs. During the course of the evening, the sponsors, supporters and entrepreneurs were well versed and had the knowledge to offer feedback even if they hadn't made it through to the next stage of the process. Later that evening, the business professionals and the Young Startup Talent team discussed each of the candidates in more detail to provide suitable feedback and allow them to develop and grow, whatever the outcome. The entrepreneurs will be challenged, their business plans scrutinised and feedback exchanged. Out of the many entrepreneurs who applied, only 4 now remain. As they prepare, let's meet the judges. As Director of Corporate and Commercial Banking for NatWest in East Kent, Dara and his team look after the SME market. Having joined the bank in 2002, Dara carries out various senior roles within the bank in London and the South East. Director at NatWest, Dara Chorn, a young entrepreneur who founded digital marketing agency Towers Design at the age of 11, he now houses a workforce of 15. Now at the age of 16, he has recently been awarded for his dedication to help fellow entrepreneurs. Director of Towers Design and more recently Social Mali, Ben Towers. With a backstory as an environmental scientist and biochemist, alumnus of Sydney's Social Leadership Programme, intern for NASA, business fellow at Oxford University and an ambassador for Kent, she knows what it takes to realise your dream. Managing Director at Rift, Jane Ollis. With over 17 years experience as a lawyer and specialising in information technology and media, he has an entrepreneurial spirit and a passion for helping startups. Partner of Cripps, Peter Kenyon. With over 25 years experience in media sales, working at both regional and national level, she is the advertisement director of Local World News South East, which covers 34 newspaper titles and 13 online local news sites. Director of Local World News, Tracy Newton. Developing strong links with local and national media and a strong business background, she has a range of knowledge in numerous sectors, with a passion for helping young entrepreneurs and recently awarded Influential Woman of the Year at the NatWest Venus Awards. She is both founding partner of Young Startup Talent and Managing Director of Media Wordwaves, Lorraine Nugent. With years of experience building his own award-winning design, marketing and print agency in the South East, he aims to use his knowledge and experience to find the next generation of young entrepreneurs. Partner of Young Startup Talent and Managing Director of Creative Pod, Matt Turner. First to pitch her business idea to the panel is 19-year-old Hayley Heath. As a qualified and talented florist, this could be Hayley's opportunity to take her passion to the next level.
Hello.
Hello.
Evening. Pixie Pots is a floral workstation. It can come to you at home, so it is suitable for anybody. You don't need to be a flower expert to flower arrange anymore. You can be a novice, a hobbyist. It's your chance to enjoy flowers and not just look at them. Though Pixie Pots focus on bringing flower arranging to each one of you, I also do the opportunity to do wedding work, sympathy work, and other events. I made these today.
Cool.
Gorgeous.
How long did it take you?
An hour and a half for all of these.
Wow.
How much would you sell one of those baskets for?
This one here,
Yeah.
you would looking at £50.
Wow, okay.
Because of the different textures in there with the alliums, you've got a bit of solidago, spray roses, gyp and veronica.
And how much did all the flowers in there cost you?
Today I spent £60 and that includes all my materials, the baskets, the foliage, the foam, which you can't see because it's underneath, and that's what keeps the flowers fresh. These are going to last you about 14 days, apart from the alliums. They're going to last you about 10.
So actually you could price that at, this is the value per day.
Yeah.
So rather than saying it's £50, this is...
£10 a day or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that might be a nicer way of thinking about how you could position it to your customers in a slightly different way than just £50. It doesn't sound...
I have got flowers to be able to be suitable for any budget, because that's one of my things. I want to be able to have something suitable for any budget.
Flowers for the
So
masses.
I have a little mini version of this big one.
I also like the fact that in your forecast you've accounted for seasonality. So, for example, you won't have a high income in August for schools, obviously, summer holidays.
Yeah.
So you're subsidising that in terms of the wedding season. It seems like you've covered seasonality, which is, I quite like being from the background I am. I'm looking at a 12-month income cycle, so I like that. So what age group of children would this be, would you be aiming for if you were going to school? I'm only saying, I've got a 6-year-old, almost a 6-year-old son. So can you please sort of, because at some point to the year it accounts for between 10 and 20% of your income. Can you sort of explain to me how you would go into a school and sell me the idea? So I'm a head teacher or head of year or school teacher. How would you come to me and say, bring it to life a little bit, please?
Okay. Well, I've already been in contact with the Folkestone Academy in Folkestone. I have been in touch with their enrichment officer. I spoke to her through email, through quite good ties, and I then phoned her. I then told her something more simple, so maybe not a basket, something that they could afford.
A little posy, for example.
A little
Something-
posy,
yeah, okay.
or head crowns.
How are you going to resource it in terms of people working with you to fulfil all the tasks that you need to fulfil?
Okay, well, I made all these in an hour and a half, so I'm up to a level 3 standard, which is, they say it's your shop manager type of thing. I got my certificate
It's like a black belt in flower arranging.
Yeah.
What started you to like flower arranging and flowers in general?
I got very ill with depression, and I also suffer with fibromyalgia, which is a chronic pain condition all the way through your body. And I did a health and social care course at the time, and I didn't like it. I couldn't get on with it. I'm more of a person who's more creative. I always have been. So I chose flowers at level 2 just to give me some sort of therapy. And I'm much better now.
The whole flower thing is a bit like CBT, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like cognitive behavioural therapy.
Yeah, that is why I want to do the workshops.
Yeah.
That,
To share it.
to help other people, to share it.
If it worked for you, it's likely to work for other people with the same problems.
Yes.
I don't know much about this sort of stuff, but they look fantastic. And then
Thank
to knock all this up in an hour and a half, that's a hell of a lot. That's great work.
But the discount you gave me is fine, but just to be clear. Can I ask you, is Pixie Pots more about delivering classes to take flowers to people than selling flowers? So for you, which is the main driver of the business?
My workshops.
The workshops. That's how I understood it.
My main drive is my workshops.
So selling the flowers is another revenue stream, but it's not the main reason for the
selling
business.
of the flowers is, I need to do that to be able to do my workshops. That's what I love.
Yeah.
But I need to have a product to sell first.
Yeah.
Okay, right. Thank
Great.
you.
Yeah.
Well done.
Well
Thank
done.
you. Well
Okay.
done.
Next to make his way into pitch is 18-year-old Matthew Licky. His aim is to bring to market a scooter compact enough to fit into a small rucksack and travel with. Let's see if the judges can share his vision.
Good evening, judges.
Evening.
Good evening.
Scoots is a lightweight, high quality, extremely portable scooter. It's unique, innovative, and the first of its kind on the scooter industry. Now, in its simplest description, I would describe it as the equivalent of the Brompton fold-up bike, but for the scooter industry. And the whole ethos behind Scoots and its USP is all down to its size and the portability which comes with it. Now this evening, after great resistance, my little brother did let me borrow his little scooter. And this is basically your bog standard scooter which you can buy on the market today. You do get some which are slightly bigger, but this is about the smallest you can get in terms of, you might get, there is one a couple centimetres smaller. But I mean, I just find the scooters out there on the market, I mean, they're quite chunky, it's quite an awkward size and shape, and I think people would agree with me that you definitely wouldn't want to be walking around a town or city all day carrying one of these. So basically the concept and a brief outline of how scoots would work. So what would happen? You'd have a hinge in about the middle of the plate which your foot stands on, and you wouldn't have the brake cap. So what would happen is you'd undo the hinge, and this would flip shut. So you're automatically halving the length of the scooter, and then the handlebar would be like a normal scooter, telescopic, and come down and fold over. But I mean, the whole idea of scoops is everything would be as compact as possible and as small as possible. And I have spoken to engineers and Maz who have both said that the whole structural and engineering concept of it is completely viable. And the best step for me next is to get the money together to contract out engineers and designers who would build me a prototype for it. So the scooter industry is huge. I mean, over 1 million people in the UK own a push or a kick scooter, and Micro, which is where my brother bought this from, is the leading manufacturer and seller of scooters. The industry is definitely lucrative, and there is definitely room for scoots to penetrate in and benefit from the demand and from the profit. I think scoots can appeal to so many people of all ages, because it can come in handy in so many different situations. But I do think that I could really infiltrate and encapsulate the younger generation market, which is probably where I will focus a substantial amount of my marketing on.
So this one in front of us folds up. So
Yeah.
the manufacturers and the engineers got together and said, how can we make it smaller?
Yeah.
And they folded it up.
So
Do you not think they would have thought about the next stage, and maybe are there engineering restrictions preventing that next stage from being possible?
I mean, I was been pondering that a lot. Why haven't Micro tried to develop that? And I just think that maybe because the scooter industry has been declining over the years, there's not that much of an incentive to pump large sums of money into investing in new ideas and stuff like that, or potentially they're focusing on the children's market as opposed to trying to branch into the adults, and that's what I came up with in terms of that.
On your SWOT analysis, firstly, I really like the way you present. I'm very impressed.
I
by
agree.
the way
You're a good front man.
Yeah,
but this just isn't.
In the industry I work in, if you came and stood in front of me and presented, I was very impressed with your presentation skills.
Thank you.
However, I'm just looking at a couple of things on your SWOT analysis, and the good thing is self-awareness. So you've clearly put a lot of thought into this, but there are companies who build scooters and sell via John Lewis.
Yeah.
Price point £300 to £400. And the threats, one is potential retaliation from a competitor, and the second one is you won't be able to secure a patent.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, but I think, any startup, any new product, you're always going to have retaliation. You always, you might not get a patent. I think it would be rare to find a product where you won't have retaliation, I think.
But the thing is, though, there is also always that audience, isn't there? And we're talking about 15 to 22, that if they think it's cool enough, then they'll want to buy it anyway, regardless. And if that's the market that we're talking about, that is the kind of age group that's going to want to do that.
How can you customise it? Because I know all my friends have got scooters. Yeah. They change the wheels, change the handlebars.
Yeah, I mean,
that
would be something I'd look at down the line, diversifying the product. Because I mean, skating or scooters on like skate parks and stunt scooters are quite huge, and I thought potentially branching into that, and you can maybe modify it down the line when we try and diversify.
One other thing is looking at your financials. Yeah. Is if you're bringing something brand new into the market, you're going to have to spend a lot more money advertising than saying what it is.
The most powerful selling point you have is getting that one prototype and then actually carrying it around, going to people and saying, this is what it does. And you might have objections about the hinges, but I've overcome that.
It's not real yet, is it?
That's the thing.
It's got to be real before these things matter.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you a lot.
Well done, thanks very much.
Thank you, well done.
Next up is 24-year-old founder of Illuminame, Sabrina. Sabrina's hoping to impress the judges with her carefully designed personal light. Let's see if the judges will see it shine.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here to present to you today my company, Illuminame Limited. So Illuminame was created about 5 months ago with the intention of offering bespoke lights like no other currently on the market. This is the original design that you can see here, and it affords customers the opportunity to choose whatever word they like to form the basis of the light. A 4-letter word such as this is currently expected to retail at around £99.99, and additional letters would retail at £9.99. This product here is actually made out of clear acrylic. The misty effect that you can see is achieved by simply sanding down the face of the acrylic. Currently, the primary target market are parents and children. Young children may use this as a nightlight, older children maybe simply for decoration or even as a desk or table lamp. The great thing about this is that while I do have a primary target market, I do think there is a wide appeal for this. The elegant design and also the range of personalisation options that will be offered ensure that it will look good in any home and can be designed to fit even the most extravagant home decor. I hope you'll all agree that the light really does look fantastic, and the fact that no similar product is offered by any other company currently means that not only is there a gap in the market, but also that the unique selling point for both the business and the product is clear and strong.
Just can you help me understand about the competition point? How do you know there's nothing on the market? Have you exhausted any potential?
I've tried to find it many times. There are products which come close. So for example, you can get a neon letter light, but you can only get it in the words red, blue or white, and they're coloured very much the same. They retail at £115 or £125 depending on the word. That is the closest thing that I can come to finding something like this.
I like the premium look and feel of the product.
Thank you.
We all had a quick feel.
Yeah, I think it is a really nice product, and I think one of the great things about it, which you may not have noticed, but you might have, is this does actually come out.
Yeah, we noticed
We did that.
Like this, if somebody wanted this rather than it being a light, you could sell this on its own. I think that would look fairly attractive just as an ornament in somebody's bedroom. I think, you know, if it was a birthday present or a Christmas present, parents probably would be willing to spend a little bit extra. And I think as well, when you know that you're getting something completely unique, you know, like I say, you can add a vinyl covering, you can put a personal message in there. So if it's for a child's 5th birthday, you can cut into the vinyl, happy 5th birthday. And then it's not only, you know, a product that they can keep for years and years, but it also reminds them of the occasion when they got it. And similarly, if you were going to buy a wedding gift for somebody, you might go for 2 of the single letter lights of the initials of the 2 people getting married, and you can put the date they're getting married on each of them, so that, you know, they have that memento.
I could see grandparents actually forking out quite a lot of money for a christening present.
Yeah.
You know, I could really see that. You know, anyway, that you'd need to make it child-proof.
Yeah, it's obviously still a prototype.
Absolutely.
But, you know, it's compared to what I had 3 weeks ago. It's
You know what I would do?
And a great one at that.
What would you do?
I would do a Charlotte and a George, and I'd send them both to Kensington Palace.
No, let's use it.
Honestly,
Do you know what? That is a really good idea. That is a brilliant idea.
And then send them a bill.
Yeah, maybe I'll bump up the
That is
price
exactly
a
what
bit.
I did.
They can endorse it.
When Prince George was born, I sent him a Crawley Town kit.
And they send it back. That was it. Well, whatever happens tonight, follow this through. It's a great idea.
Oh, yeah, no, I will.
Brilliant.
It will work.
It'd be really funny. It'd be cool. And then take a photo of it and then tweet it. So this is coming your way.
What are you getting for this £50 advertising budget? Where's that going?
To be honest, I'm not really sure. Like, if I was to win, the help that I need the most really is in advertising marketing. I've budgeted something so that I have an advertising budget. I know that you can advertise on Facebook really cheaply. So that in the first few months when there's not a lot of cash in the business would probably be where I put at least some of the money. In
terms of the production numbers, are you able to scale it up quite quickly? Because if the idea flies, with his help on the marketing front, you obviously need to be able to supply potentially large numbers quite quickly, and I suspect the work involved in producing these is quite laboursome.
Yeah, they use a CNC router to cut the acrylic. I don't know sort of the technical terms for it, but they use a CNC router predominantly, and obviously there's some labour costs in, you know, the LEDs and putting it all together. If I'm honest, I'm a bit hazy.
But that's
on the
something for you to work on to work out
yeah.
what you can
Have you
support
considered
in
whether
terms
you
of
could
resource.
3D print it yourself? Because acrylics you can use in 3D printers, and the quality of 3D printers is just powering ahead.
3D printing was the avenue that I initially explored before the speed networking event, and actually the feedback that I got from many of the judges and sponsors at that event was don't do 3D printing because apparently they said that the quality wasn't good enough.
Okay, thank you, Sabrina.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Last to face the judges is 24-year-old Kieran Reid. Kieran has come to the den with his company AdKick. All this catch the attention of our panel.
Hello.
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 Good evening, young man.
Good evening. I'm Kieran Reid and I'm from adkick.co.uk. AdKick is a website which allows you to easily search for ad space for your advertisement. So what sort of advertisements they are is if you're looking to rent a billboard, an advertising van, petrol pumps in a petrol station, or in a car park you see the parking posts, our website will display all of the advertisements in one place. So what you do is when you, if you're looking to rent some ad space, you go onto the website, you type in your location, you click search, and then it brings up a list of all the different advertisements that are available in the area that you're looking for. On the site you can view the location of the ad space, you can view the pictures, you can view the dimensions, and you can view the passing traffic that it gets each month. Then you can inquire, or you can book the dates that you require for the time. I feel it's a really good website because you might go onto the site looking for to rent a billboard in Discovery Park, for example, when you actually find that you see a petrol pump to rent for £1 a day, and you think actually that's quite good for us. So it's bringing all advertisements into one area where you wouldn't have found them in the first place. Advertisers that own the ad spaces, they can upload the ad spaces themselves, so they'll have to sign up, they'll make an account on the website, and then they can upload their spaces. Hoping to market the business mainly using social media because it's quite a cheap way of starting out. Social media is, I feel, you get a better return instead of targeting the local advertisement.
Trying to find all of the spaces which don't get sold through existing media sales channels.
Yeah,
is that right?
Yeah. But
So kind of independent then, really.
Yeah,
so
they
from
are
my
independent.
perspective,
Yeah.
you know, I've got 30 newspapers and websites, but you're not going to obviously have mine on your website. You're talking about little independent. Because I've already got somebody who does that for me.
You can, but that's the thing. I'm being unique in a way. So, you know, if you've got a football stadium and you've got a local game going on and you've got the big banners on the side, you can go on my website and say you can rent that banner. There's going to be 20,000 people turning up.
But that banner's already being sold through many other channels.
I think it's the convenience because you log in and you choose.
No, you go down the motorway, you see these big ads that say jpbathrooms.com, we're around the corner on the left, you know. That wasn't booked through JCDX, that was booked through the farmer. And you have to go and find who that farmer is, and you have to ring him up. And then you've got
it is finding those that aren't sold.
Yeah, we just want to put it on the site, there's a clear price, there's all the information you need. If it's no good, you can go back, you can look at another space and keep going until you find the one you want.
So, Kieran, how are you making your money? So consequently, as you said about the ad van, I take it therefore, if you then get a booking for 500 quid, are you going to take a commission off that?
Yeah, the customer pays us, they pay the website.
And how much do they pay you?
Whatever the cost of the ad is.
What's your cut?
This is what I'm saying. So for the booking, if for example the booking for the van is £200 for that day, the customer will pay us £200. We then pay the advertiser minus our 10% commission.
All right, so you're working on 10%?
Yeah, so it's free for them to list, and we take a commission in the middle.
I think what I would say to you is that you start with one county, you know, and actually it becomes kind of a regional thing that you do for Kent.
Grow it from there.
So that basically you get all of those, and then if it works, then you've got something to go to market with.
And doesn't that contradict your marketing strategy though? Because earlier, I think what Tracy's saying is spot on, but because earlier you said your marketing strategy centred more around social media, which is more of a expensive scattergun approach rather than concentrating on a single market. E.g., I mean, if I were you, you'd go to Tracy. How many newspapers? 30 odd, and say, I want a blanket market across Kent. Can you help me? And make that your base.
I think with this, you need to target your specific county, but also be careful who you're going to sell to, because I think selling to agencies and selling to small businesses, you've got different types of people you're selling to. I think this is good for your lazy entrepreneur, your small business that doesn't want to be going to these massive meetings with 20 different companies, because like McDonald's, they have all their adverts around their local restaurant, but they're not with the same company, they're all with different companies. And so it's convenient for them to go on one site and book all the local ones, and I think that's where you're the convenience. And I think you need to make that across.
And customer service is key in this as well. You know, we're there if they need us. We're not going to really. What I'm trying to do is keep the advertiser and the customer as far apart as possible, and make sure they contact me in the middle. I think it's a good idea, and I don't think it's a difficult one to break into. You know, we only need 100 or so listings on there, and the website's paid off. And then it goes.
Love the idea. So I hate the process, but it can be polished. And for me, the fact that you got the website built is like 95% of the problem.
And you got a great attitude, and you presented and done a very good business plan. So keep going with it and work hard on it, but you need to finesse it.
Okay, thank you, Kieran.
Well done.
Thank you very much. Well done.
2015 has seen a fantastic group of young, aspirational entrepreneurs develop over what has been an exceptional 6 months. Young Startup Talent would like to thank all of the sponsors, supporters and all of those entrepreneurs who have applied. You all have the opportunity to stay in touch with the team who will be able to help and advise you in your businesses. To everyone who has entered the process, I would like to wish you all the very best for the future, and we look forward to you keeping us informed of your progress. To find out more about Young Startup Talent, the sponsors involved and entrepreneurs past and present, please visit youngstartuptalent.co.uk.